Let me, the recording has been started. Let me share the desktop. Can you see my PPT? One of my PPT, right? Can you see, right? Yashwant, can you confirm that you can see my PPT?
Yes, yes, I can see, I can see.
Okay, great. So, before introduction to SAP session or SAP class, so you have to learn about what is ERP and what are these ERP means, what are these ERP softwares. With the ERP, what are the benefits of the ERP? It means that ERP benefits benefits of ERP, or else without ERP, what would be the benefits or cons, pros and cons. So we will be discussing here with the benefits of ERP and without the benefits, without the ERP, what would be the cons, pros and cons. And later on, we will be discussing from here, we will be discussing about what is SAP, and SAP stands for as well as SAP history and how this SAP was being invented, who has been invented it, and about the past and history of the SAP we will be learning. And later on we will be learning about the SAP modules. What are the SAP modules that are available for SAP? What are the modules that are available for SAP? So we will be discussing about all this and advantages and the disadvantages of SAP. Why we should use the SAP, and what are the demands of of SAP? Why we should use the SAP and advantages of SAP and difference between the ECC. In SAP, we have like two versions as SAP ECC version and SAP HANA version or S4 HANA version. So what are the two differences about this ECC version and HANA version also we will be discussing. And after that, who are the competitors of SAP? I mean, this SAP product, who are the competitors? Like for example, if you take a Hero Honda or Honda, right? So there are competitors. If you take ICICI Bank, there is a competitors for the ICICI Bank. In India, if you talk about at least like HDFC or S Bank, any private banks I'm talking about. Even for national banks or government banks is also there is a competitor who are providing the same kind of a services. Either the services can be of providing the debit cards, saving accounts, current accounts, or any other kind of a credit cards or home loans or personal loans. It is related to the banking who provide the services. So in the same way, so SAP also have the competitors. So we will be learning about those things as who are the competitors of SAP and what are the certifications that are being provided by the SAP also we will be learning about, and who can do this certification, when we have to do the certification. All these points will be covered as the agenda of today's session. Is that clear? Yashwant, is that clear?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, all right. So let us first start from this one. So what is an ERP? First question starts like, here we are talking about what is an ERP. So you have to learn about what is an ERP. What is an ERP? So do you have any idea about ERP?
No.
No. Okay. So here in the another screen, another slide, you can see that is defined about the ERP. I have defined about the ERP. E stands for, which I marked it as an yellow. E stands for enterprise. Enterprise. R stands
Right.
for a resource. R stands for a resource. And P stands for a planning. P stands for a planning. So this is what ERP stands for: enterprise, resource, and planning. Enterprise, resource, and planning. What is the
Planning.
meaning of here enterprise? Meaning enterprise is nothing but it's a business. It can be a small business, it can be a medium scale business, it can be a large scale business. Like why? What is the difference of small, medium in sense? Small in sense, it's a small size of a business where the size of a company would be less than 10, less than 50 employees, or less than 50, or less than 100. Or a medium size of a organization, you can consider it as somewhere else from 100 to 200 or 500 like this. If it is a huge or a large, it means that like more than 1,000 or 250 or 300, 500 employees, we are considering it as a large scale, a business or a company or a organization, or a company or a business or an organization. So that is called an enterprise. Is that clear? Now let's move to the resources. So when I talk about a resources, so when you want to start, when you or someone want to start a business, right? It could be a small business, it could be a large or a medium. So these five M's are needed. These five M's are needed. What is this? These five M's are needed. What is this means of five M's here? Five M's means five M's means M means nothing but a capital or a money. Money is required for you to start any business. You need a money, or else we can call it as a capital. We can call it as a capital. So M,
Capital.
in this you can see this M I highlighted. Money is required. So one of the M is for money, and the second M is for the manpower. So in a small scale or in a middle scale or a large scale a company, so you need a manpower. You need a manpower. So who has to
Manpower.
work on some machines or like any kind of a business. It can be a receptionist. It can be an the who sits in front of the offices, or like watchmen, or like home like keepers, home keepers, whatever we call. So the manpower, man resources are required here. Manpower or the resources. Resources are required for this one. The second M we covered in such a way, this way. And the third one is a material is required. In a manufacturing company, for example, if you take a software company, so if any employee is joining, right? So the company will be providing some kind of a material to you, like joining material. Sometimes they provide some books to you, or sometimes they offer you some keychains, sometimes they offer you some pens, sometimes they offer you the laptops, sometimes they offered you the laptop bags. It is kind of a kit they provide you for material. So at least for a software company, the books are not mandatory. At least the pens are not mandatory. But the laptop is important for us to work on that one. But maybe for some other companies, the laptop is not required for them. The way of the business they are working, for them, the laptop is not required. Maybe if they are work, like let's take a customer services for of LG or Sony or some other company. So for them, the Sony people or the LG people, they won't give the laptops to them. Very few people they will be giving the laptops. Very few people. But the people who are working, I mean, they have to visit to the home for doing the services. For them, they have to give this some other toolkit like that. Maybe like spanners or something like a toolkit we call it up. So that kind of a material they provided to that people. So different kind of a business, the different kind of a materials will be provided by the company, right? So that is called a material is required. One of the third M is covered here. A material is required to start the business, right? In the resources. The next one is machineries. So there are some machineries are required, which I told you, some tools, toolkits, or laptops, some softwares, or something else. So machineries is also required for the third one. Let's take, for example, an example of any industry, manufacturing industry. So to manufacture some product, they need a machinery for them, and they need and knowledge who has to work on that machinery. So they will be hiring those kind of a people who has a knowledge to work on that machine, like CNC operation we call, CNC machines we call. So to work on that, so that way the third M is required, the machineries are required, right? For us, the machineries is our laptops, at least for IT people, right? The fourth one is the final one, the marketing and methods. The final one is for every company or any manufacturing industry or IT or non-IT, anything, or else any other, company, organization, they also do the marketing and methods, the way of doing the methods. Marketing in sense, for example, let's take any, you see the marketing, like, you see number of ads in YouTube, number of advertisements in movie theaters, right? Some people will give the advertisements in movie, I mean, theaters also, right? And sometimes people will give in pamphlets, sometimes people will give advertisements in newspapers, right? So there are some kind of a time they do the advertisements. Sir, for example, if you take, so those who want to do a BTech, so there is a time who has to join. The admissions will start in the come of like March or April something. So those organizations will do or promote from, they start the marketing from the month of like January, February, and March and April until the admissions are closed. So that is the time or a period they do the marketing. The other time, the rest time, they don't do the marketing. They won't invest in the marketing, and they do the methods. Meanwhile, they plan it. Okay, again, for the next season, what is the way? What is the method? What is the best method? They try to, like, say, when you take in politics, what happens? Politics, if you talk, so when the election starts, then only the kind of a methods they, yeah, they start, giving some kind of a benefits. If I come into the as an, the either CM or PM or ML, whatever it may be, so they offer us some kind of a benefits. This is the only period of time they offer us. After, once the elections are finished, I mean, it's a normal in India what you see. Once the elections are finished, then they those things are finished. Again, they work. They do on their regular activities. Again, they will continue for the next elections. Again, they will plan on after maybe the third year or fourth year. Again, they will plan. So that is called the marketing and the strategy of methods of any
Satish,
organization promoting about their organizations.
Satish, 1 second, Satish.
Yes.
1 second. Wait, can you please once come again
About,
about, yeah, marketing and methods? I got the manpower, I got the missionary, I got the capital. Yeah,
right.
marketing and methods.
So marketing, just
Something
now I
like if I
told
trouble
you,
you.
yeah, marketing
Yeah.
in sense, you see ads, right? Advertisements.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
What is this advertisement? So advertisements you see in YouTube, advertisements you see in Google Ads, advertisement you see in Facebook, advertisement you see in different pamphlets, newspapers, right?
Social media, yeah, yeah.
Social
Exactly.
media,
Yeah.
or so people use a different kind of a marketing strategy. With a less investment, they want to promote about their business, and they
Okay.
want their, like, want their business to reach to the more people, such that they get
Sure.
more customers,
Okay.
right? To attract more
Yeah.
customers, so they has to offer some kind of a good coupons, some kind of, different way of market strategies they has to follow.
Yeah.
Like you see in IPL season or ICC matches are happening, right? Dhoni gives an
Yeah, yeah.
advertisement, or different Hardik Pandey gives an advertisement, or different people will give the advertisement about the Coca-Cola drinks or some other, kabaddi, promotions. So this is what a marketing, such that the way it reaches to the more customers is to reach to the customers. Sometimes there are some people who sponsors their on their cricket team t-shirts, advertisements. You can see their company
Yeah.
names, Coca-Cola names, or their brand names, or else sometimes you see there on the flexes or banners about the company name displaying. It's nothing but a
Right.
promotion, such that
Yeah.
they customers will see IPL more. Customers we see in ICC, Indian World Cup matches. So such that they do the business there. So sponsors will be there. That is the way of doing the methods, markets and methods. Is that clear now?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Next one is about the planning. Just now I said you about the planning also. When I should do the planning, when I should invest on that company has to see ICIC, like the cricket match once in a I mean World Cup comes once in a 4 or 5 years, right? So that is the time. Otherwise, it's not all the times we see the World Cup, or else the next we plan it for IPL. Every year it comes, right? So optimization
Yeah.
planning. So where does the customer sees, like we see some kind of a fun comedy scenes in YouTube's, right? So people want to
Yeah.
promote their ads, like where in Jabardast or some political newses or some kind of a news channels, such that more people view that one. Based on the views, number of subscribers they have, we want to promote that one. So that was such that I get more benefit. That's what I have to plan where I have to invest my business, promotions, advertisements. It's not that where have only users have 10 users. If I give him 10 lakhs and I say him to do my promotions, definitely if I'm giving 1 lakh to him, he do the promotions. But to be frankly, I don't get good benefit about that one, because he hardly have 10 customers or 10 viewers. If I convert all the test 10 users to me also, my 1 lakh, I may not get that profit. So instead of having 10 viewers, I'll go for 1 lakh viewers. If I promote there my business, obviously my promotion or ad will be viewed by the 10 lakhs people or 1 lakh people says. So from there, I get at least some businesses. So that is what optimizing planning. So where I should invest, when I should invest, at what time I should invest. So that is all about the optimization plan and effective utilization of the things. Effective utilization. I'm using it in a proper way. Instead of 10 users, I'm promoting it with the 1 lakh users. So that is what the optimization of resources. And optimization resource instance, I have here in my company, I have only 10 employees. So every industry, if you see some industry, machine, at least mechanical industry. So in mechanical industry, you see that they have only one machine, but they want a more benefit with that machine. So that's the reason they will hire three resources to work on the same mission, means 24 by 7 with the three shifts. So because one person cannot work at a stretch of 24 hours. Yes. So such the reason. So one person will be working on 8 hours. After that, the other person will be leaving, and the second person will be coming on to that. And on the same machine, he will be working for 8 hours, and the third person. So eight threes are again, right? So different people working on the same machine. So what that industry, effective utilization of that benefit. Otherwise, what I should do, I should hire three people and three machineries, which three machineries is costing for me 30-40 lakhs, or it's at least one machinery costing 30 lakhs for me, and 30 into 3, 90 lakhs investment I should do. Instead of that, what I did, I invested only 30 lakhs, one machinery, and I utilized the manpower in a different way, in a different three shifts. So that is what a proper utilization of the resources. Correct? Optimizing my plans. All right. Can I go ahead to the next slide? Right. So coming to this one. So without ERP and with ERP, enterprise resource planning, a software. So if an organization, let's take any organization in 1960s, if I talk about 1960s or older than that, 1950s, 1940s series, Still, there are some companies, yes, they in 1940s also, there are some companies, yes, small scale, medium scale, and a large scale organizations. Correct? Even now also, we have the same small, medium, and large scale organization. Even they did the business, even we are doing the business now, nowadays. In the year of 2023, I'm talking about, and the year of 1940s or before that also I'm talking about. So what is the difference of the way of business they did, the method they did in 1940s and 2023? In 1940s or 30s, we see that there is no CC cameras at least. Yes. At least I'm talking about a minimum things. When there are no CC cameras, and nowadays we have a CC cameras. What is the difference? When I have a CC cameras nowadays, right? So you can plan with your family throughout the world, somewhere trip, and you can sit in somewhere you are not even in India, or maybe not in your hometown, but you are far from your hometown around 200 kilometers, 400, or more than that, thousands of kilometers. Either you are in US, you have somewhere else. Once it is internet facilities are there and you have cameras associated to that, so you can view your monitor your house from anywhere else. And there are a technology which came existed now. You can power off your lights, right? Automatic power off, or automatic geyser off, automatic, lot many things. The technology came up in the 2023, at least I'm talking about. In 1966, 1960s, or more than that, before that, there are no CC cameras, there are no internet. What was the drawback of that one? To monitor those things, as we have to we have to hire some people for that purpose. We used, instead of a CC camera, I have to hire one person as a security guard to check about all those things, right? For maybe for 1 day, 1 month, or 1 year also. So I have to pay him. Obviously, when I hire a security guard for that one, so I have to pay him. Nowadays, I mean, for example, a normal if I hired a security guard for a 1 month, at least minimum amount that I have to give him is at least 15 to 20,000. At least I'm talking about minimum we can take or 10,000 to 20,000 at least. And nowadays, what is the investment of a CC camera with 4 cameras? Hardly it is charging me 20,000, right? And it is a one-time investment for me, and where I get accurate, immediate information. I mean, every second I can track, and I can also play back, and then I can see that whether the security guard also cheated me or not. Yes. There is a probability in olden days, 1960, when we had a security guard, even the security guard can also cheat me, saying that no one has entered into the office. I was there. He can cheat me. But obviously, the security guard, I mean, for that security guard, someone has came and he has given some bribe to him, and the other person has entered into it. But the security guard is telling lies. But in that case also, I don't have any proof. Whatever, I have to trust on that security guard, correct? Yes. There's no other option to me. But now, at least I have a proper, see, investment also. If for 1 year, the security guard investment, what is my security guard investment? If I take 10,000 per annum, if you charge on it 10 into 12, 1,20,000. On the CC cameras, how much I'm investing? Hardly 20,000 and more accuracy, right? And easily I can catch the cop. I mean, sorry, catch the robbery who has done at least at what time. And with the track record, we can catch the robbery who has done the mistake and everything. So that's the difference where we can say that is the, I mean, that is not only the one difference. There are many other differences, but to explain you, I have given you one example. So with the ERP, the collaboration, like you can see, without ERP, I showed you in the red color. Red in sense, the collaboration is not good. I mean, I'm not getting the accurate information or update from the security guard. Yes. Maybe end of the day, he is informing me all good. I mean, end of the day means 8 hours, 9 hours, he'll call me and say all are going good. I'm not getting immediate information or immediate updated every seconds. But whereas in ERP, I have a CC camera software setup. So every second I get an update. What's happening? Or at any time, whenever I'm free, immediately I can look into my cam and see that all are going at every room, at every corner, who is not only the security guard I'm talking about, and I can also monitor all the employees. I can also monitor all the employees in companies or in IT company, wherever it may be. Like either in some industry, we see that there are some employees who sits in one corner and they do some gossips. What happens if I'm not saying sitting at one corner, I mean in craft area and doing gossips is not the wrong, but that is impacting my productivity of work, because I am paying him for 8 hours, right? And I want him to work for 8 hours. I'm paying for that one, right? And there is a time for that one, like having a lunch time and some break time. I'm not saying that you should work even your break time or a lunch time. I'm giving a sufficient time for that one. Even though, even after those timings, people are sitting at one corner and doing the gossips. And not only one person is doing that, I mean, with that person, there are three people or four people sitting and gossiping in one corner. So I'm losing a three people or a four people productivity of work. Either if they are discussing 1 hour, so three people discussion 3 hours. I lost 3 hours. When I lost productivity of their timing, then my output also I reduce. I mean, I'm losing my productivity. When I lost my productivity, I'm also losing my business, because I have committed to some customer that I'll be delivering it on time. If I could not able to deliver it, those things on time, so obviously the customer, once he has given me the business, the second time the same customer may not come to me, because he understood that no, this person is not giving the things on time. That is what we do it generally in our regular. When you order some food in Swiggy, right? If you don't like the food, at least you don't like the food. Leave about the timing. If the food is not tasty, what you do? You won't order the food from the same vendor, correct? We go to the another vendor. We look for the same. Means that vendor is losing the customer, losing the business, because maybe not maintaining the quality. And remember, this meeting will be ending in 10 minutes. In this case, if you lost this call, again you join the same link again. You got my point, Ashwant? After
Yeah,
10
yeah.
minutes, you lost this call, again join the same call. All right.
I
So
think you need to
okay,
host again.
yeah. Let me continue the next one. So without ERP, without ERP, this is how it works. Means how it is working in sense, if you see in this diagram, when a customer, this customer has given some shop, that whatever the car, basically car washing or car mechanic or car repair shop, he has given the car to that shop, right? And customer said that we will be updating you after 2 days or one day. Then after the second day, the customer is, instead of coming directly to the shop, he is giving a call to the receptionist or somewhere else about the status, whether my car is done or not, whatever you have committed to me, whatever the repair, whatever the I mean mechanic, it should be done. Is that done or not? So in when the customer called to that person, that reception person, he will take your mobile number and he want to cross check it. But when he is doing that process, the customer care or someone who is handling in the shop person, he is not having the proper information about that car. He will say that he will keep you on hold. He'll say that, hi sir, please give me some time. Meanwhile, let me keep you on hold, right? And I'll get back to you. And what that reception will do in sense, he will call to the internal calls to the purchasing team or vendors, inventory, finance or production or shop floor, where I mean about the status of the car. what was done or not done. Is it ready to, ready to delivery or not? Because what happens is that this person, whenever the customer called, this person has not having the proper information about that car, whether it is ready to delivery or not. So in this process, he took half an hour or 1 hour to get the updation from every corner of that places. So you have to wait for half an hour. So you wasted your half an hour or 1 hour, right? And on the time, it is not being delivered again also. So that is the one of the drawback if you are not having a proper ERP or a proper tracking system. A proper tracking system. If you don't have, you cannot track that. For example, nowadays we are also have some, like in olden days, at least 5 years if you take, at least 5 years or 10 years back. So one of my wife or my colleagues or my relatives are traveling in a train. Let's take from Hyderabad to Chennai. So we booked the tickets and he traveled. He started. He checked into the train or a flight, right? Then after that, we don't know what is happening. But on the next day, once he reached to the Chennai, or else he will call me back, or else at least nowadays the mobiles are there. There are some people who don't have the mobile. Very, very less people, right? But there is another system which came into the things. We can track online track about the train status. Now where is the train exactly? Which location? Either it reached to the Vijayawada, whether it reached to the Guntur, Ongole, or whatever Nellore and the Chennai. So exact location with the difference of 5 minutes, you can track the status of the track because you know very well that person is in that train. You yourself has checked him into that train. You know that, but that person is not having the mobile phone. But still, you are tracking where is exactly with that because the tracking system is there nowadays. So that's how here you can see here with the ERP system, with the proper ERP system. How does that, you know very well, how does the train is being tracked? Because the train people, the railway team also using this technology, yes or no? And they are hosting, immediate hosting into the sites. From there, we are tracking. There is some portal, they're updating about the train information with lesser than 5 minutes differences. They are updating it immediately, or else they have a device in such a way which is connected to the GBRS or whatever it may be. That's a technology we came into. By that, I came to know that, okay, this train has reached. That is what I'm talking about now with ERP. So with ERP, it's a centralized data. ERP is nothing but ECC, like enterprise central component. So in a central component or a single component, so the customer is called at sales. So the sales team immediately he is typing your mobile number or else account number or bank account number, and immediately he get the information. Yes, sir, your bank loan is approved. You are on the way of that process. You got my point. So immediate information is ready with us. So when you got an information immediately, so you will felt happy. You are not being waited for like more than half an hour or 1 hour. That's what happened in our previous case, like with when we don't have the ERP. So when you have an ERP system, so it would be easy to track those things. To track those things. So that are the benefits of ERP. So here also you can see the benefits of ERP. So security, I told you how I can keep the things of security. Even Rapid also, like, you see nowadays our Rapidos came. So when you give the OTP, we can track from where it started and where it reached and everything, right? So security, CC cameras, I have given example. I can track from anywhere else. So the security point also with ERP, the benefits of ERP, one of the way that we can handle that is security, right? The second one is the second thing is competition. So when you give the more benefits to the customers, so you are from the competition, you are different. So we know that why we don't go to the, generally we don't go to the government banks, but instead of that we go to the private banks because they do the process, or else they respond to us very fast. That is what the customer response, what we get. Customers is expecting from us. So when they are providing more benefits, because they are using the latest technologies and everything, they are ERP centralized, they give the information. But when you go to the government banks, they don't have the proper information. They ask you to sit for 1 hour and half an hour, and they go here and there and they come back with the information. You have to, spend at least whole day with that bank. So you are from the competition also when you do the latest technology you are using. So with that proper information, you got it and you can give it to the customer immediately, right? And collaboration. See here, centralized data means why these people, ICICI bank people or any other people, are giving immediate response in sense because their process is good. They are maintaining everything at a central location. They are maintaining everything. Even see, I have taken some loan in somewhere as nearest my one of my bank ICICI, but there is a service called customer. So when I call to the customer care is sitting, maybe sitting in Mumbai or somewhere else. I don't care, or you don't care, right? So you call to the customer, and when you give your loan account number, immediately he check and he'll say that what is the process, what is happened. That because they are maintaining a centralized information. Even though the branch or a branch is in Hyderabad or in Delhi or anywhere, there throughout India or a world, they have some proper centralized information they are maintaining. That is called as centralized data, what they are maintaining. Because of that information, they could able to give a proper immediate information to us. Makes sense? The centralized data. And and already I talked about the productivity. I mean, when the people are monitored instead of gossiping, sitting at one corner of 8 hours, if I make them to work, obviously, when I have a CC camera, even those people will be having afraid that someone is looking. Even my boss is looking that I'm looking at where I'm sitting and gossiping for more than 1 hour. So that tomorrow he'll come and he'll ask me. Instead of that, what he will do? No, no, I should not do here, or else I should not sit here. Immediately after his lunch break or the tea break, he has to back to his work. So when he is back to his work, the productivity increases. So that way, to increase my productivity, this is one of the way of, one of the way that where I can increase my productivity, that people are not misusing those things, right? And coming to the